Now it's time to go back in time.
They say Ralphie hit 4 flat in the 40 just a couple weeks ago. We're going to turn it around. And here we go down the stretch. Come on, Ralphie, bring it on, baby. What happened?
We just went back in time.
Jim Knox, it's finally great to have you on the show. I just have one question out of the gate about that. What the hell were you thinking?
I was thinking the same thing, Chris. But I was thinking when the Buffalo, I was turning my head and I was looking at the Buffalo, I said, hey, I got to get out of his way. But apparently a handler sideswiped me, cheap shot me, and I'm still trying to find that hillbilly right now. I need a neck brace just by seeing this thing.
Yeah, at what point were you thinking this probably wasn't the best idea I've ever had?
Right when I took that shoulder hit right there, I turned around because this was actually planned. When I go to Colorado, Chris, I usually run with Ralphie the Buffalo. It was all planned. I had no idea that someone was going to take me out. So I'm coming down the home stretch. I'm thinking this is the first time I can finally beat Ralphie down the home stretch, and the guy gets in my way, blows it all. All I knew, Chris, I had to get up because I had to interview with the coach on the opening kickoff. I still don't know what happened. I'm still trying to find it out.
Oh, my God. Jimmy, you're one of my favorites, but with all this running, you are starting to scare me a little bit. Not just Ralphie the Buffalo, but we also had you. I went to my first Baylor football game, and you actually ran with the Baylor line right here. Have you ever gotten crushed doing this?
No, not at all. That's safe compared to working with animals. That is extremely safe. I did ride a skateboard. That's Podge. Finally comes over. I did ride a skateboard, and I ran into a wall at the end with a bulldog, skateboarding bulldog. It's something like that. But the bulldog beat me on a skateboard. Other than that, animals are very dangerous to work with, Kevin and Chris. But one thing, students, unless they're drinking a lot, and at Baylor they don't, but at Kansas State they do. They dropped me off a couch one time. Other than that, you know, it's perfectly okay.
So we've talked about you doing some fun stuff. We're going to show you a couple things here. We have some videos, and I want to know which failed attempt hurt the worst. The couch attempt, which is right here, or, wait, Jimmy, or the mattress fall, which is right here. Ow!
That's what I'm talking about, Chris and Kevin. Never, ever, you know, as your college professor says, never work with animals. Well, I say never work with drunk students, because that's what happens. You know, when you're planning a nice landing and they're up there and you feel it and you touch it and it's nice and firm, this is going to work great. Then when it's go time, when it's live and you hit it, you forget one thing. You know, for waiting 20 minutes or so with those guys there, they got to intake some beverages, and, you know, some of their strength kind of disintegrates a little bit and you let go. But what hurt me the most was the Kansas State one, because it was close to the bus, and when I went back, I hit the back of my shoulder and the back of my head, but I still got up and finished off. But I did have a headache after that, but no big deal. It was nothing, just small, nothing.
Well, you know what? You've actually been a wonderful part of this show for the better part of 5 seasons. We air a segment frequently, several times a month. It's called the School of Jim Knox. For those that haven't seen it, here's a little taste.
Listen up. It's the School of Jim Knox.
OMG. All right. Taking in your very first Ranger game.
They are beautiful. They play well. They need to score some goals.
Take a look at this guy, Tom. I mean, this guy, he weighs like about 100 pounds. It's unfailed right in. He's 9 months old. And what do you think, big guy? Can you handle that? Huh?
Boy, that'd lift my spirits up right there. True Blue Fever! Yeah!
The trick is don't have the egg broken right here, like that. You guys are getting married at the ballpark tomorrow morning, Matt. How does it feel?
It's going to be the worst day of my life. I can't tell you anything, but I'll give you a hint.
Oh, there we go. Look at that guy. He itches. Oh, man, can I get a bet or what?
Hey, now. How's it going, girl? All right, whoa. All right, pick it up, baby. Ozzy! Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy!
All right, good day, mate.
English Bulldog. He weighs about 60 pounds. Not bad. Wow.
Need a break.
Class dismissed in the School of Jim Knox.
I want to ask you one question, though, Jim. Do you have a scouting department that goes out there and scouts these interviews that you have? Because all of them seem to be awesome.
Great question, Kevin, but no, there's no scouting department. The only scouting department I have is walking around the ballpark, and that's it. And I'll run into fans, different fans. Now they come to me and say, hey, this guy's here from Australia, or an usher may let me know about this guy here or that guy there. But everybody's not picked out before the game. No one lines anything up. Everything is just right off the cuff. Nothing's scheduled or rehearsed. Nothing's going on. We just kind of roll with it.